If you remember, in the list section, we saw how to create lists, and then we had to get the data back out using those square brackets, the list brackets, above the, what are they called? Just above the return key. Well, we actually use the same syntax. So if we had this instructor here, this instructor dictionary, all we do to get the value out, we pass in a key. So this is where the term dictionary comes from, or it's where I think it comes from at least, in the sense that all this information is stored like a dictionary. So if you imagine an actual physical dictionary, if you've seen one, if they still exist in this world. So let's say I want to know the definition of the word, I don't know, rooster. So I flip through the dictionary until I find rooster. That is the key that I have, and I'm looking for the corresponding value. And then I read, colloquial term for male chicken. I have no idea what the actual definition is. But the key thing is that we have a key and then we get a value. Same idea here, but rather than definitions of words, we're looking for all sorts of data. So we pass it in just like we did with lists instead of square brackets. But unlike lists, where we only have numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3 as the indices, those are the keys. With a dictionary, we can use any string or a number, if it's in the dictionary, to find the corresponding value. So we pass in the key and we get a value out. Or if we look for something that doesn't exist in there, we get an error. So let's try it now. So we have cat. And if I wanted to know cat's age, I would just do cat age. I do need the quotes because it is a string. If I just do this, it's going to try and use a variable age. I could do this though. This is good to know. Let's say I had a variable called property equals the string is cute. Okay. I can pass that into cat property. So basically I could use a variable and I get true. So it's basically property is cute. We're passing in is cute and we're getting true. And if I tried to do cat of some key that doesn't exist, like breed, I get a key error. And that's pretty much it to getting data out. You use a key, so the key is always going to be the piece of information that, or almost always the piece of information you have that you are trying to retrieve the corresponding value. The last thing I'll add, there is a more forgiving way, a method we'll learn that allows us to basically ask if a certain thing exists in the dictionary, because right now, if we weren't sure and we were looking for, let's say we're looking for a property here, city, and city doesn't exist, it throws an error. So is there a way for us to tentatively say, hey, is there a city in there? Please give it to me. Okay, so that concludes the intro to dictionaries. Next, we're going to learn about iterating over them, looping over them. It's a bit different than iterating over a list because there's multiple pieces of data. We have to worry about keys and values. So we'll get to that. But for now, hopefully this video made it clear how lists and dictionaries are both data structures. They store other types of data, but in very different ways. And don't forget, key value pairs. That's a big takeaway. Key value pairs. Okay, I'll go away. Bye.